intro music. Yeah! Woo!
Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we've got, that between the arc thing going on here, where we have a week of Faction Hunt, Crucible of War, and Incursions. If you're watching this today, our friends in the EU are already doing Incursions. I'm not yet. Not really looking forward to it, as it seems to be the exact same version of Incursions we had last time, but I guess that is what it is. But between arcs, what I like to do is take this time to try to educate you on ways to more efficiently play the game and to make it better for you. And part of that, a grind that we all have to go through is faction grinding. And then, of course, these right here, grabbing scouts and going after scouts. So because of that, we're going to talk today about where to go find scouts, why it's important for you as a player, and how it can actually help your gameplay quite a bit. As you can see here, I have been doing scouts and I've done 2 of them so far today. Let's click them and see what I get. So scouts are special hostiles that will spawn in certain faction systems throughout the galaxy, both in 3-star space, like in lower level space, and all the way up into 5-star space, though they don't have near as many scout systems as they probably should. But hopefully, it's not guaranteed, but hopefully you'll get a box that drops in these that will contain messages. Messages then get turned in your faction store so that you can get faction credits for the day. So I've actually got 2. That one gave me, 192 messages. Let's go do it one more time. Bam, and we get 217, actually better. Generally speaking, you need to probably hit, 2 or 3 hostiles or 2 or 3 scouts to be able to do your faction turn in every single day. So I would just go to Romulan, for example, scroll to the bottom, and in 6 hours, I'll be able to do my exchange. If I came down here, you see I need 600. So in this case, I'd need 3, basically. I've done 2. I would need 3 scouts from what you just saw me hitting 4 level 47s to be able to get my exchange and turn in and get faction credits. And it is a nice little extra. So you get 570 here at this rep level. I'll tell you what you get the other rep levels in just a minute. Do me a big quick favor as you're here, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you're following this channel and sharing it out with your alliance mates. Now, faction credits are a really big deal, super important. For those that don't remember, we did a video a long time ago, back in August. It doesn't feel like that's a long time ago, but it kind of was. But anyway, Anicius made this, and yes, this is in my Discord for those who are curious. You're going to want to probably grab it. This explains what level you are, what rep you're at, how many faction credits you can get a day. Now, it is kind of set up conservatively. For example, this says weekly, I get not that many in terms of away teams giving me faction credits. I actually get about 8,000 to 10,000 faction credits a week from my away teams, but that's just because that's something I've hardcore focused on with the Rainbow Bitches. We've talked about that before, and it is this video for those curious to go looking for it. So as a reminder, yes, you can find this in my Discord. Discord has all the things, and you're going to probably be visiting there a lot, so feel free to invite others, and hopefully it helps their gameplay as much as it's helping your gameplay. And if it is helping your gameplay, well, let me know. So anyway, back to the topic here, talking about grinding scouts. Let's talk about where you can do it. So anywhere that there is faction space, there are scout systems, all the way up to level 50 systems, like way out here. And in lower level systems, which is what most of you are going to be focusing on who are watching this video, at least at the time this video is coming out. Most players in the game are between levels 35 and 45, somewhere in that range, meaning that you're going to be focusing in on regular or early deep space. Now, the biggest thing is a lot of the information out online really only covers, these early portions of where to find scouts. Like, for example, most of you know that Wolf is a system that will spawn scouts. Maybe we'll go in there and see one. That'd be really fortuitous if there was one just kind of sitting around. But boy, this is that a stuck? Hey, look, we got a scout right there. So they have a unique spawn rate, and some of that spawn rate is good, some of it's bad. For the higher levels, I'll talk about you in a second. But anyway, I made this chart to better help you find where scouts are for you. And also at the very far right of this, you'll see a very important metric to me of how many you can actually get a day from grinding out scouts based on your rep level. Now, the amount of messages you need will vary based on rep level and everything over there, but here are the various systems. You can see all the Klingon systems, the Romulan systems. I did denote a couple things. So if you look right up there at the top, you'll see Zozum. I mentioned that you need to be level 38 plus because it is starting in deep space. What that means, for those who are unaware, there's deep space, meaning that to go out a certain range, you've got to complete a certain mission set. And this is part of your normal mission chain, so just complete it naturally as you would any other set of missions. And once you hit level 38, if you are caught up with your missions, it automatically pops, and then you can start doing this, going through and grinding out scouts in deep space, which is more lucrative because if you're, for example, level 45 and you're punching down like in Wolf, you're not going to get many messages. You kind of want to keep it level based. Like if you're level 45, you really want to be focusing on scouts and stuff that are more in your level range. So I want to, since I'm focusing on Fed over here, I want to be going to, like I'm in Eureka and Kalum, or even as low as Inton. And that does expect you to reach a certain warp range, obviously, which is why I sorted all of these by warp range. For anybody worried that I'm covering up the Federation, like I said, this is in my Discord, and I'll also put it on the Facebook page so that y'all can have it. And I even have a link to my Google Drive, so y'all will get access to this. Here, let me just move out real quick. You can see this. Just for those who only watch the YouTube video, I do realize that y'all exist. I also wanted to denote this right here, super highway. So for you higher level players watching this, if you're in the 5-star area already, remember you can use super highways to very, very quickly get into these very deep reaches of space. I do need to make a video about that. Haven't made one yet, but you can utilize that to make these go a little bit quicker, or at least reach them quicker. Now, I want to put in a complaint real quick, and if there's any of our friends here that are high levels, please you comment as well. One issue is, like, for example, level 58 system, or the 3 level 58 systems, spawn rate for scouts is actually really low. It takes like 90 minutes. And then you look at the level 50 system, it's about an hour. But as you can see here on the chart, you're very limited in 5-star space where scouts even spawn, making it a very difficult mechanic to take advantage of so that you can actually go over there and get the credits you need every single day using messages. It's something the game needs to modify, making it easier and making scouts more plentiful in deep space systems. As of the day that I made this video, which is January 31st, 2023, these are all the systems that spawn scouts. And as you can see in 3-star and 4-star systems, they're plentiful. It's not too hard to go and find them and take advantage of them, and encourage every player to do so. Now, you do need to be at least consort, which is rep 500,000, to be able to start using the messaging system. So if you're just a neighbor, for example, very early player, you're not going to be able to take advantage of scouts. Don't worry though, you do still have things you can do, like the Val Door, depending on if you're like level 25, and I don't know where your rep is if you're watching it, but another reason to level up and prepare for that. I also mentioned the locks there. If you're not familiar with what that means, that is where reputation locks. Once you hit 10 million, you actually will never go below it. Even if you kill 1,000 Federation ships, if you're at 10 million, you'll never dip below that. So it's important to know. It's one of the reasons we talk about dual faction grinding and tri-faction locking. But here are all the systems with scouts. And again, this is just another way to increase the amount of faction credits you're getting every day as a player. And that is important. Remember, this beautiful Val Door you see me flying around in, and I do love my Val Door. Remember, the cost on these is pretty daggum high. Oh no, my Val Door's got a hole in the wing. That's a little. But this is just the Val Door. For example, everybody knows I'm going after the Pilum. Well, the Pilum is a 46 rare 4-star ship. Costs about 500,000 faction credits. And you get to where you really start needing to find faction credits wherever you are in the game. Even if you're going after something like a 3-star epic, or like the Enterprise, the D4, getting faction credits is going to help you speed up that process, because that G3 epic, that Enterprise D4 auger, is 180,000 faction credits. Now you can supplement those blueprints by getting them from away teams, for example, but in general, faction credits for going after faction ships is the go-to. And because the transfer rate, like if you wanted to spend Latinum, is 50-1, we don't really want to spend Latinum to get that. I think we calculated that to get the rest of the Pilum BPs I needed, it would cost me about 7 million Latinum. And even as a light spender, I don't have 7 million Latinum laying around. So if I can find ways to increase the amount of messages I'm getting and increase the amount of faction credits I'm getting, I'm going to go after those strategies, which is why we created this chart. Now you can take advantage of the system. Well, if you weren't already, I do want to remind you, show you one more time. And yes, I do want to just make sure I say, this does need to get updated because of some new things that have happened in the day. Anisius did an amazing job. She put this together. We just need to update a little bit. But as you can see, I can get many messages as faction credits at my current level. That's a big deal, y'all. We're talking about the Borg refinery already is a huge grind. But this is something that when I choose to go out to grind systems, I purposely try to choose systems that have scouts like Eureka so that I can get that added bonus combined with my natural daily grind, which is fantastic and efficient. We like efficient. So hopefully this helped you out. If it did, I have just a couple of things I would like you to do, and you know what it is. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it out with everybody else who plays Star Trek Fleet Command. And yeah, that's about it. If there's anything that I missed that you would like to know, or if there's things that you want to see, well, comment down below. The YouTube comments, I go through those pretty often and read them pretty regularly. And if there's anything I can do to help make your gameplay better, I am more than happy to try to assist in any way possible. Live long and prosper. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuce and Sesame. Catch you on the next exciting Star Trek Fleet Command video, which is basically every single day. Bye.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.